What, did you actually think I was going to sit through another Michael Bay Transformers movie after hating the last four? Beatriz at Dinner, directed by Miguel Arrieta, starring Selma Hayek, John Lithgow, Connie Britton, David Wachowski, and Chloe Sevigny. This is a little independent film that comes out on the same weekend as the Transformers movie, which means more people are probably going to go see the Transformers movie than they are going to go see this movie, and Michael Bay will get all the money, and he'll continue to make terrible movies, and he'll continue to laugh at us while collecting all that money. Now, I went to see this movie because I am done with the Transformers franchise. I've sat through 4 of those movies, and I am not sitting through a 5th movie, so forget it. I am not sitting through another Transformers movie. The only Transformers movie I ever liked was the animated film that came out back in the 80s, and all the live action movies have been garbage to me. I never liked any one of the Transformer films, including the first one, which people say is the good one. I don't think that movie is good. I mean, Bumblebee pisses on John Turturro in that film, so no, that movie's not good. Anyway, with this movie, we have Selma Hayek playing Beatriz, who is a woman that is in the United States legally, and I believe she has become an American citizen. She is an animal lover and a vegetarian. She works as a masseuse, and she's into alternative medicine, which means she deals with holistic medicine, herbs, and other natural remedies. Like, one of the things she mentions in the movie is a good remedy for kidney stones, which is apple cider vinegar and dandelion root. What happens in this movie is her car breaks down in front of a client's home, played by Connie Britton, Kathy, and instead of calling AAA, Beatriz decides to call a friend of hers to come by to fix her car, but it's going to take a while for this friend to come by, so Kathy decides to invite Beatriz over for dinner while she waits for her friend. And while she's there, she meets all of Kathy's friends, very high upper class friends. And the friendship that Beatriz and Kathy have is because Beatriz helped Kathy out when her daughter had cancer. After her daughter had cancer, she went through the chemotherapy, and Beatriz used her alternative medicine on Kathy's daughter to help her get through the chemotherapy, and it really helped her out. So they had become friends over time, and Kathy really likes what Beatriz can do. Now, at this dinner, Beatriz meets Kathy's husband, Grant, played by David Wachowski. He meets Kathy's friend, Shannon, played by Chloe Sevigny. And Doug Strutt, Grant's business partner, played by John Lithgow, who is this CEO that deals with hotels. He owns hotels. Grant gets the land, the real estate, to build the hotels, and Doug buys the hotels and manages them, runs them, in order to make sure they run smoothly, and he believes he provides jobs for the area and everything. But probably his jobs don't pay very well. They're probably very low wage paying jobs or something like that. And he's, of course, a very conservative guy, so what we have in this movie is a clash of ideals. We have Beatriz's ideals being clashed with Doug Strutt's ideals, and what happens in this movie is a debate between 2 different points of views. And what starts off this debate is when Doug is showing off his pictures of hunting, and he shows off that he killed this animal. He killed a rhino. Beatriz gets all upset about the fact that he killed a rhino because she loves animals and everything. Probably sees it the same way as like a poacher killing an animal or something like that. And of course she gets upset. I would get upset too because I don't like this kind of hunting at all. I mean, you don't kill a rhino for food, really. You kill a rhino for the sake of sport, really. And probably to sell the carcass on the market or something like that. Like selling the horns on the market for the ivory or something, which is disgusting to me. Anyway, and that's pretty much how the clash of ideals start is the different points of views in regards to hunting, and then it expands further to other subjects of ideals. And there are times where I did side with Doug, even though I myself am a progressive, but most of the time I was siding with Beatriz, of course. As for the people around her, most of the people were siding with Doug more so than with Beatriz. And Beatriz was very much by herself with her points of views, really. Now, one of the times that I did disagree with Beatriz is a time when she decides to get away from the guests and go by herself to relieve the stress that she was getting from being around those people. And what happens is she pulls out a cigarette and decides to smoke a little bit. At that point I was thinking, wait a minute, this is a woman that deals with alternative medicine and she prides herself on being very healthy and everything, to the point that she's a vegetarian, and she helped treat Connie Britton's daughter with alternative medicine in order to help her recover from the chemotherapy, and here Beatriz is smoking, poisoning herself. Does she realize that the cigarette that she's smoking could give her cancer? I mean, that is common knowledge that cigarettes cause cancer. It is something that has been out for a while. Everybody knows this by now, so it is not unknown by now. It is common to the point that it's on the pack that you buy. There's the warnings from the Surgeon General. So it is odd for me to see Beatriz doing something that is a contradiction to what she preaches. Almost makes her look a little bit like a hypocrite. But by doing that, I don't think that makes her a liar. I just think that it means that she's not being very true to herself by doing that. Now, we have been in situations like this where we've had our points of views and another person's point of views, and they have clashed, and you have people siding with your point of view and other people siding with the other person's point of view. So this is a situation that does happen in real life at times, and I'm sure many people try to avoid these kinds of situations, but other times it's unavoidable. So that was one of the things I did like about the movie, and I did like the acting from John Lithgow and Selma Hayek. I thought they were very good in the movie. I did like Connie Britton in the film. The problem is, though, is that the supporting characters, Grant, Shannon, and Kathy, they're not really all that likable, so it was very hard to get invested with those characters. And really, the whole thing with the Clash of Ideals is a bit old to me because I am very politically aware, and when I go to a movie, I would prefer to just try to escape from all that. And when I see a movie that's mostly about politics, even though it is sometimes something I do like, other times I do get a little bit bored with it. But I did like this movie at times. I thought it was a pretty good movie. And what happens during the third act of the movie I thought was a bit shocking, but then once I realized what was really happening, it wasn't all that shocking at all afterwards. And then the ending I didn't like. I didn't understand what exactly was the director trying to say with the ending, and what exactly was the message that he was trying to convey with this ending? Was he trying to say that there is nothing really you can do when you're in that kind of situation? You can't really change a person's mind, and you're better off just not debating at all? I do agree with that kind of message, if that's the message he was trying to convey, but at the same time, I don't think you should just stop fighting at all. There is other ways to fight in order to deal with a clash of ideals, really. I mean, it is true that you can't really change another person's point of view at times, but there are other ways to debate and try to win out in a debate like that. So overall, I do think it is a okay film, but I really think it's just a rental. So I'm going to give this movie a C, and that's all I gotta say for Beatriz at Dinner. It's really just a rental. I think it's only worth it to see on Netflix, unfortunately. But then again, it's a hell of a lot better than the Transformers movie. And that's all I gotta say for this film.